Hey guys, in this section we're actually going to take a break from Ruby on Rails and just create our HTML CSS template that we're going to use for my Ruby blog. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into the project files, and we're in chapter 6, and we're going to go to section 1, program files, and this will be the actual program files that will be included for you as well. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm just going to call it HTML. And you probably already know how to do this stuff. If you want to skip it and just use this template, that's fine. I'm going to create an images folder and a CSS folder and an index.html file. Alright, so now we have our folder structure, and I guess I can just show you the template, what it's going to look like. So this is going to be our template. Very simple, very Ruby-like. We're going to actually have a controller for our static pages. I don't know if we're going to have a controller or if we'll just use the public directory or what, but on the home page I just want to display each post, the most recent posts. We'll have a search area, and these will be like blocks, partials, whatever you want to call it. We'll have the list of categories, and then a blog roll with some posts listed here as well. So very simple, but yeah, let's get to work. So we get out of that, and the first thing I want to do here is create the index file. So let's open up index.html. I'll open it first in a browser. So we have nothing, and I'm going to open it with Notepad++, and I'm just going to paste some code in instead of typing it all out, because that would take way too long. And it's just basic HTML. This is actually an XHTML document, so we have the doc type. And then we have the head tags, and we have the content, the character set, and we have a title, static title, style sheets, and we have the body tag and a wrapper and a header wrapper, logo. We have the menu, which is everything static right now, and then the main page, and we have our static posts, you know, the title and then the body, the date. So it's all just hard coded in there. So eventually this is all going to be generated dynamically by Rails. And then we have the sidebar with the categories and the blog roll, footer. So basic HTML document. If I save this and then reload, this is all the static content we have, search box, and now we just need to add some CSS. As you can see, this is pointing to, there's two CSS sheets. There's one that's remote by Google API, and then we have this style CSS, which is in the CSS folder. So we have to now create that. So if we create a new text document, we'll call it style.css, and open that up in Notepad++, and I'm going to paste in some styles. So nothing too hard. I mean, we have the body styled with a black background. All our heading tags are set to a certain size. The wrapper is 1,000 pixels wide. The header is 120 pixels high. Logo. So basic stuff. We have some styling for the search bar, for the menus, and then we have for the posts, the sidebar, the calendar, and the footer. So let's just save this and reload. So here's our template. Now remember, it's just a shell, it's just static content. There's nothing dynamic about this site yet. That's what we're going to do. We're actually going to create some layouts in Rails so that we can have the top logo and menus and all that stuff that we need. So I will have this actual HTML template in your program files for this section in a folder called HTML, because I'm not going to go through everything, and just to save you some time so you don't have to pause the video and copy every bit of it. So just look in that in this section's folder for a folder called HTML. Alright, so now that we have it, we have the template. What I want to do now is go into our project folder, which is sites, my Ruby blog, and if we go to app and then we go to views and then home, this is our home page. Now I'm not sure, I do want a list of posts on our home page. Right now it's just a static page. Let me open it up. It's just an H1 tag and a paragraph. Now what I could do is just set the post page as the home page, but I don't want to do that because I want it to be slightly different. I want to be able to have a text box if we want, and I want to be able to have a different amount of posts to display. So what I'm going to do is in the home controller, let's go into app, controllers, home controller, and we want to just grab all our posts, just like we did in the post resource. So we're going to say posts, post.all. So that should grab all the posts for us. Save it and go into our view, our home view, and we'll just say welcome to my Ruby blog, and then here we could just and then I want the post, so we can create a loop. We'll say posts dot each do post we shouldn't have this equal sign here. So for each post we want to display, so we want if we just say post.title, save that, and now we need to run our server. I'm actually using the administrator start command prompt that came with the Rails installer, as opposed to the git bash. I don't know. It really doesn't matter what you use, but I've just been working with this for the past few days. So we're in the C drive. I want to go to sites. I want to go to sites. My Ruby blog. Okay. and here I want to start my server. So if we go in let's open up localhost. Okay, so right now what it's doing is just, here's our heading, here's our paragraph, and here's the titles, which aren't formatted. They don't have any spaces or anything like that, so we need to do that. And we can just add some spacing. Actually, I'm going to put this in an H4. Actually, let's just take the same formatting that we have in the actual post view. Which is just an H3 tag. Alright, so let's just do that for now. So this is we need our home view, which is views home. Okay, so this is it. And in between the loop, paste that. Alright, so now this is our home page. If we go and open up the HTML layout we just created, what we want is to have each of these posts in one of these blocks like this. Okay, and we are going to have to get the date here, and we want a read more link. Now comments, I'm not sure if I'm going to do comments. If I do, it'll most likely be in the last chapter while we touch up everything else on this actual website. So right now I want to show you how to deal with layouts. So if we go to our MyRuby blog and we go to app views layouts, now this is the default layout that Rails gives us. It's called application.html. So if we open this, what you see here, I'm not sure if I explained this earlier on, but this is the entire document. Okay, no matter which view we're seeing, it's coming along with the HTML and head tags, and some style sheets, and the actual view, like for instance this, our home view, our home index view. All this content here is all in this yield variable right here. So if we get rid of this and save, we reload, we have nothing. Okay, so that, and we did get into this a little because I did show you how to do the flash messages, because we already set that up here. And this here is grabbing all our style sheets, and this is grabbing all our JavaScripts, all our meta tags. You can see the title says MyRuby blog here. If we were to change this and save it and reload, it should change our title. Okay, so what I want to do is change the layout. But right now what I want to do is I want to create a separate layout file, not this application. This is the default. What I want to do is create a new layout, and since we're using the home resource, then I want to call it home.html.erb. Sorry. Okay. So now if I actually take all the code from the application layout and put it in the home layout, and let's just change this to home and then save it and then go and reload, you can see up here it's changed. Now this is only going to happen on the home with the home resource or the home controller, if we click on this title here, it brings us to the post controller. So there's nothing here for the post. If we want to create, say, a different layout for posts, then we could just we could just create a new file here, and we can call it posts.html.erb, and open that up and copy all this, and then here we'll have just blog posts. Save that. Now if we go back and reload this, now we have this blog post in the title. So I mean, you can create as many layouts as you want. We could create a categories layout, which we probably will, but you can, like I said, you can do it for any resource, any controller, any object that you want. I think that's a good place to stop for here. We'll be getting more into this in the next section, where we'll actually create a layout and integrate the HTML CSS template. So I will see you in that section.